to us from our K-12 outreach programs that we offer here at QCC. I want to remind you that our K-12 STEM outreach programs are designed to build a pipeline of STEM opportunities in the Worcester Public Schools, starting in elementary school, moving on to middle school, eventually to high school, into college programs, and hopefully into our community working. So before I tell you about some of our alumni and what they've accomplished, I want to remind you that our outreach programs target really the average Worcester Public Schools student, and that means low-income students who wouldn't be able to afford access to such programs such as this already. We target the B and C students that probably have some limited career direction or lack of role models possibly. We have a high level of English as a second language. These students also often have to participate in developmental courses in order to get to the college level coursework. Their parents often can't give them assistance on the U.S. educational systems. We also have a high level of single mothers and parents, and this just in general leads to difficult family situations. So I wanted to kind of frame that before I talk to you about a few of them. I want to talk about Vlad. Vlad is a student who started out in the Worcester Public Schools. I don't really know which elementary school that he came from, but he went to high school at Worcester Tech High. He joined the electromechanical academy there. He is a Russian immigrant with obviously English as his second language. He participated in robotics in high school for 4 years. He was very passionate about robotics. And in fact, he went to the World Championship for VEX Robotics a couple of years. He got a part-time job when he was a senior at Morgan, which is now Siemens here in Worcester. He graduated from Worcester Tech High School. He was a little older when he graduated than the average student there, but he came to QCC in basic engineering. He took many of the college prep courses in order to begin the basic engineering program. He joined the QCC Robotics Club. He participated in our college team. He attended the World Championship representing QCC a couple of times. He also, though, helped run the QCC tournaments. He mentored Worcester Public Schools students that participated in the robotics after-school program or maybe summer program. He graduated from QCC a couple of years ago. It took him beyond the 2 years to graduate, but he's currently at UMass Lowell pursuing a bachelor's degree, a bachelor's of science in electronics. He works full-time now at Siemens, and he recently purchased his own house. And he still comes back to QCC to help us run those robotics tournaments, to help at the summer camps, to provide those students some inspiration. So, Vlad is a person that you should get to know. If I could only talk about one, Vlad came to mind. However, there are many others. I rarely come to work a day and don't meet a student in the hall that I met, years ago through our K-12 outreach programming. We have Autumn, who came to us through the Women in Technology program. She's a CSET program major, and she's also the president of the Robotics Club. She is headed to UMass Amherst in the fall. She helps and will help this summer with our Summer Women in Technology camp. Maria Cantos is another one who she belonged to both the robotics and the Women in Technology program, and she's a basic engineering student, and she's ready to move on to WPI in the fall. I also want to mention Nam. Nam came from South High School, and he's a QCC CSET graduate. He works at a company now where they first come to QCC to hire our grads from the CSET program when they need help. Nam is also a student who now lives in the community, and he's getting married soon, as a matter of fact, but he still comes back to help us out with our tournaments, to provide inspiration to other mentors and to show, or to other students, and to show these students what they can accomplish through hard work. I'm really proud to coordinate many of the STEM K-12 outreach programs. You know, we offer women in technology after-school programming, robotics after-school programming, which happens to be our most popular one. We offer many summer camps, which we'll do this summer. You may have heard about some of our success in robotics. Robotics is an area that we've really grown. And as a matter of fact, a couple of years ago, the Lieutenant Governor's STEM Council selected us as a model to be replicated throughout the state. So not only are we now in many Worcester Public School elementary schools, all middle schools, all high schools, but we're also, last year we added 15 new schools throughout the state of Massachusetts. I was really proud when we went to the World Championship this year. You may have heard, if you haven't, you have to pass this news on. The Worcester Public School, Worcester Tech High won first place at the tournament. You know, we've been working on robotics in Worcester for 10 years now, and I am just so proud of what we did at the World Championship. You know, we've been going. We've been participating in the World Championship for 6 years, and we have won some awards, but this time Massachusetts really won big. You know, we offer tournaments and support to all sorts of teams throughout Massachusetts now, and 2 of the top 6 teams at the World Championship were Massachusetts teams. It was almost 3 of the top 6 teams. And so a few years back, that championship would have been dominated by another, you know, maybe by China, but now it's Massachusetts. So thank you.
Thank you, Betty. Next, I'd like to introduce you to Professor Jean McLean from our business program. And Jean will in turn introduce another outstanding alum who will speak to you for a few minutes. Jean.
Thank you, Liz. So I'm here to introduce one of our very distinguished and recent alumni, Kai Zhao. As Senator Moore said, Quinsigamond gives many students the opportunity for a very fine educational foundation. Kai came to the United States from China all alone at the age of 16. He knew only one person in this country, a cousin who was 5 years his senior, who lived in Worcester. So he came to Worcester. He had limited English. He tried to enroll in one of the local high schools, but he couldn't because he had no parent or guardian in this country to help him sign up. So he enrolled at Worcester State College at that time, and he took some ESL classes. About a year later, he came to Quinsigamond. He took the Accuplacer test and tested directly into college-level math and English. He began the business transfer program, and he completed it in a year and a half with a 3.5 GPA. In addition, he was the founder and first president of the Quinsigamond Business and Entrepreneurship Club. He was a very active student in all areas of the college. And I really think that he's a remarkable example of some of our students. He just 2 weeks ago, he graduated from the Eisenberg School of Management at UMass. And in the fall, he'll begin an MBA program at Worcester State University. He's already studying for the CPA exams, and he attributes that to the inspiration of Professor Paul Albright. So I'd like to introduce to you Kai Zhao.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Kai Zhao. I have just graduated from UMass Amherst Eisenberg School of Management, and I'm planning to pursue my MBA program at Worcester State University. I'm very pleased and honored to be invited by QCC Foundation to participate in the Quinsigamond Community College Champion Initiative today. I'm very grateful to Quinsig for the fantastic academic years I had from spring 2009 to fall 2010. QCC has sufficient academic resources to support my staff in many different areas. But more important than coursework and textbooks was the personal attention I received from the people at QCC. one of the most important individuals was Professor Paul Albright, who inspired me, not only by sparking my interest in accounting, but was always there to advise and support me. Another resource for me was Professor Jean McLean, which was helped me create the QCC Business and Entrepreneurship Club in 2010, which started QBrew, a student-run venture that provided service to students who took classes at Quinsic on Saturday mornings. The profits from this business was donated to the Worcester Animal Rescue League. The past 5 decades have provided plenty of reasons to believe that Quinsic has been growing up by its own spirit that can let students be successful in their academic lives and future experiences. I appreciate everything offered by Quinsic that have made my life meaningful, and want to congratulate Quinsic Community College on its upcoming 50th birthday. God bless you. God bless Quinsic Community College. Thanks.
Okay, next up is Rich Linnell. He's the Director of Nursing at Milford Regional Medical Center. And Rich is going to share with you, he's an adjunct professor here as well, in addition to his day job.
Good evening, and that's a tough crowd to beat there, so I'll be brief with my story. Quinsigamond Community College came into my life in 1983, when I was very much like Senator Moore, kind of floundering and not sure what I wanted to do, what I wanted to be. So I'd taken a certificate program as an emergency medical technician. From there, I'd gotten a job, went out and worked ambulance for a few years and decided this is what I will be. And then I decided after 10 years that, all right, now I have to be something else. Not sure what I wanted to do. I then clung to Quinsigamond because I was comfortable here. Came back to Quinsig, where I'd taken my LPN courses. After I finished my LPN, I went back and did my RN. And I went on to UMass Amherst and UMass Worcester, where I have my master's. During that time, I'd worked as a nurse and decided that I could probably teach this. I'd be all right doing this. So I joined the nursing faculty in 2001, where I taught in the LPN program. And today I teach in the evening LPN to RN program and paramedic to RN program. My current position, I work at Milford Regional, and I am the nurse manager of a very busy medical surgical telemetry unit. And I have a great opportunity to bring a lot of Quinsigamond graduates on board and mentor them. And that's probably one of the things I can say to you that's been most rewarding about this career, is be able to take graduates from Quinsigamond, bring them through the career path, advise them, tell them it's important to continue their education. I agree, Quinsigamond is a great springboard. It really built my foundation, and that's, I wouldn't be standing with you here today if it wasn't for Quinsigamond. It truly had the building blocks for me to be successful in every aspect of the word, so I'm very fortunate to be able to join the faculty and help mentor other people, bring a diverse population on board, and all hats off to you. To be able to go to another country, learn another language, I don't think I'd be as successful. Congratulations, and that's where, I tell you, that's where my favorite falls into with the students, is being able to mentor them. So it's a pleasure speaking to all the champions. Thank you very much. I thank you for my career and my career path, and thank you.
Okay, and we had one more alum scheduled to be here tonight, and unfortunately she fell ill. Her name is Stephanie Morgan, and I just thought I'd let you know that she got her associates here. She went on to Bridgewater to get her bachelor's, and now she's managing a lab at Harvard's Brigham and Women's Hospital in Boston. And in the fall, she will be pursuing her PhD at Stanford University in cancer biology. Not too shabby. So anyway, thank you all for coming tonight. I'm going to remind you to pick up your goodie bag over there. That's what those are. Help yourselves, take a couple. And thank you again for being with us here tonight. And without further ado, for our closing remarks, Larry Morrison.
Thank you. The stories we've heard tonight fit the mosaic, I think, the mosaic that is America. And we've heard America the Beautiful, a place for champions. Thank you. There are comestibles. Good evening.